Imperium, yada yada yada, that as long as enemies of Imperium draw breath, there may be not peace. And then there's a sudden change, like it comes to Screech, and he's like, well, fuck this sort of thing. The Imperium is stagnant and needs a new way. We need a new way for us to actually win. And basically from what you can deduce, and you don't need even to make a roll for that, he pretty much self-admits that he became a Horatian. Or Horusian? Horusian. If you don't know what that is, in Inquisition it's probably like one of the highest orders of heresy. The Horusian heresy is like... They think that Horus was a wasted chance, and the guys who believe in like Horusian belief, heresy, they are going over the universe and trying to find vessels that could potentially hold not Horus himself, or maybe Horus himself, no. Okay, maybe not Horus himself, but somebody on his like scale, so he can be used. It's like variation of heresy that some of the heretics are spewing, that chaos can be used for benefit of mankind.
And they're basically trying to recreate the Horus heresy.
Not the Horus heresy per se, like mainly Horus, as in the vessel, because there's like a not heretic, there's not a heretic school of faith that basically means that Inquisitors go and try to find a divine vessel. Not for, like, yeah, they exactly try to find divine vessel for Emperor, for like Emperor's new body. So that's on the opposite side. Not for the Emperor, but yeah, vessel chaos in Undivided, or like Horus, yeah, like somebody who would be able to hold the soul of extremely powerful being and use it to squash enemies of Imperium. So yeah, he basically self-admits to that, and from the way he wrote this letter, he has absolutely no remorse. And he even writes that as I left the... Oh fuck, sorry for cutting, but at the very beginning he also mentions that, well, if you read this letter, it means that I never returned to you, Vermilion, and now you will learn what happened, or rather what I decided for my future. And then he like goes on the entire thing. And yeah, basically he's in the wind, he's in his like search path to get the in Horusian heresy, and basically he leaves like 2 messages in the letter. One is to Maximilian, and it's like, depending on your situation and to whom you will show this letter, even when I was still like in the Azure, still a faithful servant, I still consider myself a faithful servant, but those fools at Conclave will never understand it. I consider you a good asset, if you will be willing to aid me if our paths ever cross. Then like I will gladly cooperate with you. And then like the message to whoever it may read it, and to if somebody is from Inquisition, now you know, and I don't regret a single thing. Good luck catching me, or something along the lines, but more dignified and something like that.
Okay.
So like Vermilion watches your face when you read it. Like, does he sees any like changes when you like go through that letter?
She's pretty stone-faced. So I don't think anything really shocks her. or makes her have any huge expression changes. She's kind of good at playing the game. So
okay, so he just like probably almost with holded breath. He's like looking at you and not saying anything, just waiting.
I think she's just gonna say, "Is it okay if I keep this letter?"
By all means.
And
I assumed it will be approved for you. Then please take it.
Yeah. And as long as you aren't planning on cooperating with him, then I think we don't have anything more to talk about right now.
He like tries to give not really a smirk, but like try almost like to lessen the tension, like almost like a small smile. Lady Inquisitor, you won't be. Would I ever showed you the letter if I considered working with Heretic?
And that's why I'm not suspicious of you right now. Is there anything else you needed of me?
And he nods. Well, that was the main thing. You already turned down my offer for very nice drink. It's a nice vintage, but I understand that matters of duty kinda derive from agents and inquisitors from small, what's the word? Not mercies, small enjoyments? Something like that. And he like nods politely, and that is all that I required. Well, apart from like one confirmation, as soon as we are prepared, am I to assume that we are going to... no wait, he doesn't say that because he knows you are going to Omsworld. As soon as I will have... It will take probably like a day or two, but as soon as I have contacted my, went through my contacts and prepared a insertion route on Omsworld, I will inform you.
Perfect. And the first thing I do is get my cadre together and tell everybody pretty much what happened there. That there's a rogue inquisitor that we have to keep our eye out for and be very careful around. And the inquisitor trusts Maximilian, and I don't know exactly how Maximilian feels about the inquisitor, so I don't trust Maximilian right now. And we should at all times be ready to kill everybody on the ship.
Well,
Mariana nods.
I did bring the platoon, so we'll at least have help.
Funny how it is everyone revolving around him becoming corrupted, is it not? Versus other rogue trader, an inquisitor befriending him. Where will it end?
I think rogue traders have been nothing but trouble, at least from what I've experienced with all of them.
There are still some that serve admirably, but as I have stated time and time again, this whole scenario, there's something more than meets the eye.
Well, of course. There always is. The job of the Inquisition is never
more so than usual.
Well, we are the Inquisition. This is our job. Complexities upon complexities, and we must solve them all.
Or go mad in the process.
Yeah,
Or
like, you all get like D5 corruption points and D5 insanity just because I say so. Not really. But yeah, I will need
Hello,
to. I will need
Alex.
to. I will need to put like more situations when you actually get corruption points because I am really lacking in that regard. I'm not really hitting you there, and I should.
Yeah, it's not dark heresy unless we're being driven insane and being corrupted simultaneously.
Yep. So is that the end of cadre meeting or?
Unless anybody else has anything they want to add to it, I think so.
Nope.
By the way, is that whisper talk between Moriana and was it Xantis
Xanthus.
still goes on? Just wanna know, or did you finished?
I am still typing.
Okay, just go ahead, continue. Okay, so if you are not doing anything else, I guess the ship is prepared, and as he stated, day after, during evening, Maximilian informs you that he contacted his contacts, like contacted his associates, and the safe route to Ohmsworld, not really surface, but one of the spires is prepared. Yeah, because that's what you probably need to know, and that would be like a common knowledge. Ohmsworld is a death world. It's impossible to live on the surface, so a lot of the planet, or like the entire population, lives in that massive, absolutely fucking huge spire cities.
What is the population of Ohmsworld? Is it in the millions or billions?
Honestly, I have no fucking idea right now.
It's a death world, so it's probably a hell of a lot lower than that.
Well,
Unless it's really,
But,
really big.
but the spires are big, and they
Oh,
are quite a
spires.
lot, but not billions, but I
Millions,
think
then.
millions is a good
Okay.
a good thing. Yeah, so it's like only possible to live in that spires, and my imagination of the spires is that like the higher levels are where the wealthy live, and the lowest one is like fucking hell on earth, like the poverty, gangs, slumlords, scam, and all of the worst stuff happening.
The elf air filtration is probably quite a bit worse than the further you go.
Yeah, obviously those things, like they are not bad enough, so people still are able to survive. Obviously not all of them on the lower levels, but yeah, obviously the things are not repaired that often on lower levels. They are like more focused on like middle and upper class, and that's probably okay. That's maybe not a common knowledge, but I'm gonna give you that, like, because they are throw agents, and you will probably like receive like a intel report on that world. Yeah, and also that's the second thing, and you will like learn that it is certain that both Krieger and the last piece of the map is on Ohmsworld, but where exactly, it's currently unknown. Because when the signal hit planet, it's like it just went dark. So it might be hidden somewhere where the signal is blocked. So yeah, that's me as a DM saying that you will like need to figure it out, a good investigation method to find out where it is hidden and where Carco may be. But yeah, you should prepare. I guess like the travel takes like max 3 to 4 days, probably definitely less than a week. It's not that far away, or maybe yeah, something like that, or maybe the ship is that good. And on the way, I'm gonna wave, not do any random encounters on this session, because I'm still not willing to do like anything with that yet. My mind is not too fresh, but Ignatius, I remember correctly that you are the primary psyker, yes?
Yipper.
Okay, so during the first day of travel, I guess like you, even in travel, like you just like you do your stuff, you like sleep or meditate. So
Yeah, probably.
when you sleep, you have a dream. You see the known space, the Imperium, in all of its glory, and in the middle, on Holy Terra, you see that, like, you don't even see like Earth, you just see like a fucking ball of pure light. The glorious light of Emperor that shines on you, and even in dream you feel like empowered and joyful and feeling his might. But then, from the, my god, not north, but if you like look at the like space map of the segmentums, if you look like up, like through the Coronus Expanse, through Halo stars, like up, you rather feel like see as the, because then you realize that you're not really seeing the material thing, but more of immaterial, like the waves and different colors, like almost in a warp, and you see like shadowy tendrils slowly sipping from like edge of your vision, from up, and going downwards, and they're like 1, 2, 3, and the feeling in your dream is like you get slightly apprehensive, and then like there's like a looming, almost like shadow, and then you like snap your eyes open and you realize that you have like slightly sweaty, and that's the dream. And mysterious shadow is approaching.
You said from where? From the north of Solar? Or?
Yeah. Give me a moment.
You okay?
Suddenly I lost my voice. Ugh.
You might want to go get some water. A good bit of water.
Yeah, you got the feeling like the shadows in the warp creeping from the north, and if you like look at Segmentum Solar, it's like up, beyond Coronus Expanse, beyond Halo stars, like up. So yeah, that's the dream you received. It's up to you if you're doing anything with it, or are you keeping it to yourself?
Yeah, for the time being. I don't really feel the need to talk about random dreams I have.
The Tyrant Star foreshadowing home. Okay, then you arrive nearby or close by Omsworld orbit. Surprisingly, nothing happens. You are not attacked, you are not ambushed, everything is in the right place. And Maximilian, I guess, like informs through PA system both Lyra and her cadre that we arrived at the no wait, fuck, never mind, I need to retcon that. Yeah, because now I'm thinking that he would probably be able to just dock the ship on Omsworld World, or maybe not.
Probably not.
Yeah, so he's like, we arrive at the destination in several minutes. My contact should arrive with his, albeit smaller ship, and he will be able to get you to one of the main spires of Omsworld.
Are we all together at the moment or not?
You can be, if you want to.
I guess.
Yeah, if we're getting ready to leave, then yeah.
Well, Mariana would say... Yeah, she'd pose the question, and what happens should our cover be blown up on a planet full of hostile forces?
You're asking that whom?
To the group itself.
Okay.
It's more of a rhetorical question, because she's going to add on and say, I still think it would be wiser to try and contact them beforehand.
I mean, it's safe to assume that the planet itself has a planetary governor, as every other planet.
Exactly.
Owen's world is in rebellion.
Yes, it is part of Severan Dominate World, and it's firmly in control. There are like no Imperial presence at all.
Yeah. Can reason with these people.
With rebels. If we could have reasoned with them, they would have already surrendered to justice by now.
Yes, and what justice is that? Them being slaughtered, being knelt down and put against a wall, to serve as fodder in a... They wanted better for their people.
They should not have rebelled against the throne.
Then let me put it to you differently. Would you rather settle this in a diplomatic measure, or have the planet completely fall to the grasp of chaos? That's not so far-fetched to say now, is it? Considering we know that there could be other segments of the Dominate corrupted. Not all of them are. But should we continue to push this? And you heard themselves from the Admiral that they are going to recruit more forces to bring here. It may push them over the edge.
Already?
It hasn't.
How do you know that? They don't know who's... they operate in a Selfin formation. I am quite familiar with that sort of formation. One cell does not know the activities of the other.
Precisely.
Precisely. They seem to be working from the top down. The governor of this planet might already be suborned.
I highly doubt that. It would be his advisors. If that was the case, then the whole populace would already be corrupt, which they are not.
Chaos works slowly at the beginning, and then builds up.
Yes, and how long has their rebellion been going on for? There's an extraordinary risk we're going to damn millions of lives.
That is something of their own fault. Had they not joined, had they risen up against their corrupt leaders, this would be a different conversation. But they didn't, did they?
They wanted better for their people. I do not agree. I do not.
Their role was preordained. All of ours are. This section of the map was taken by those that are allied with the Severan Dominate, either explicitly or a part of. If we reveal ourselves even to any portion of the ruling body here, we risk them knowing that we're coming far beforehand. We'd be setting ourselves up for a trap. If they came here, then they obviously have some method of ingress into the political structure. How deeply, we don't know.
If, out of character, whom is she referring to when she says they, Gabriel?
The
one we're hunting?
The fourth piece of the map, the one we're hunting.
Xanthus will... What is the word I'm looking for? Interject. He will say, no, we already know that... Damn, what is the name of the guy we're hunting?
Krieger.
Krieger Karkov.
We already know that Krieger Karkov does not have the permission of those who inhabit this world to be on this world. They don't know that he's here. If he had some political connection, that would require them to have knowledge of his whereabouts at some degree. So the fact that he's choosing to actively hide his presence on this world, even from those who inhabit it, make me believe that he has no power here.
Which goes to prove that they are not all corrupt.
It does not go to prove it.
Okay, I guess it didn't make sense.
Swings in that favor, though, does it not? Even you cannot deny it.
This is an extreme and unfounded risk.
So is continuing to pressure them and push them over the edge. A war, this can be settled peacefully, or it can end in, well, more than millions, billions of lives being shed, both Allied forces and their own. And of course, beings of the warp as well.
They already sealed their fates quite some time ago. You are a god. You know how the Imperium deals with rebels.
Unfortunately, I do.
There's not really a discussion.